Hi everyone. So you can just see that Jessie's disappeared, so it'll just be my big face on your screen for the next few minutes or so. So I am a channel partnerships manager from Modulr. So I was at the Sage Partner Day in Telford last year, so you might see my face from there. I was doing a few bits of speaking there, but that was the first day that we went to last year. And it's one that we'll probably go to in future. So you might have seen some of this information before, but I'll be approaching it from everyone in the room, maybe people that haven't seen or know who Modulr are. So let me just share my screen and then we can start talking through it. So bear with me and I'll just show the right screen. And you should be in presentation mode now. All good, all good. Oh, sorry. It's now disappeared out of presentation mode for me. There we go. Great. Okay. So the product that we are here to speak about today is salary and supplier payment powered by Modulr. So we have been in Sage 50 and 200 products since 2019. And we have been embedding payments for customers that use those products for Sage. And so far, we've done really well in the Sage 50 space. So we have thousands of businesses today and accountants that use in Sage 50 Modulr payments. But as of this year, we're now looking to expand that out. So as I said, we're at the Partner Day last year. And everyone on the session today will understand that you guys are very responsible for the success of Sage 200, how that's sold and how customers adopt features within that software. So we're doing a bit of an awareness play today to raise some awareness in that space. And on sort of the different options, we also have Intact coming soon. So just bear that in mind when we're speaking about things today, that Sage Intact will also be coming in the near future. So a bit of information about Modulr. So we are a tech platform, and like I said, we've been working with Sage for a number of years now in Sage 50, but we've invested in building a secure platform to the highest security spec. We have over 400 people in the business with offices in London, Edinburgh. You can tell from accent that is my home office, Mumbai, and in the Netherlands. We're regulated as an electronic money institution, so that's shortened to EMI. You might see that on some of the materials later, but that means that we are regulated by the FCA. So similar to banks, we're regulated under strict guidelines for protecting client funds and making sure that we offer a secure financial service. And we're also connected to the open banking network. So open banking might be a word that you've heard in the industry as something that's going to revolutionize things in the years to come, but we're also connected there in the service that we have today. And we are directly connected to the payment schemes in the UK. So the main payment scheme, the instant one, is faster payments in the UK. Traditionally, salary and supplier payments has been made by BACS, but we have started to see a trend moving to faster payments because it's more efficient and that real-time payments experience that people have come to expect. A few interesting sort of things to note is we've obviously been invested in by a few big firms. PayPal is probably the one that's most widely known, as well as FIS. So there are a few sort of investors in Modulr as a business. And as a platform, we have over 14 million active accounts today. We've an annualized payment value of over 100 billion. And we also have over 10,000 small and medium businesses in the UK using our accountancy and payroll salary and supplier payment solution, with over 1,000 accountancy partners. So the way that we work with those different partners is accountants will typically either do it for their practice and all their businesses they work with, or they refer businesses to sign up to our solution to embed payments within their accounting software. So what our solution can bring in benefit-wise, so we usually cut this into a few key areas, but the key thing is saving time compared to the manual processing with banks. So historically, people will be downloading and uploading files with their bank, which can be very time-consuming and very slow and onerous. Our embedded payment solution means that it's completely automated and it removes any of the manual element when it comes to making your salary and supplier payments from Sage software. In that as well, there's a lot of hidden costs when you use your bank, and like I said before, it's time consuming, so there's operational overheads that you don't really account for as a business when you're making and sending payments. So our solution also reduces costs from an operational perspective, but also from the cost of making a payment is a lot more efficient than versus your bank. One interesting thing as well is it standardizes the connected process for when a business is making a salary or supplier payment from their software. Some businesses historically would have different runs and different journeys for their finance team to make a salary or supplier payment. This really standardizes it and makes it very simple for those teams to manage. It improves security because there's an embedded payment experience between Sage and the Modulr platform. So that means that all data shared is totally encrypted and secure. So this is what would bring solution to you as a Sage business partner, the clients that you work with that use Sage. And what type of clients that we typically see using the solution there's a wide range, but we have businesses that are in the hospitality sector, retail sector, logistics, construction, healthcare, typically businesses with a very sort of high volume of payments that need to be made in a fast time fashion. So hospitality is a great example of that, or healthcare and care homes, payments that need to be made weekly, or there's timesheets that need to be processed and you need to amend the value right up into the final minute before they're sent, and payments need to be sent instantly. This is a great solution for that. Accountancy practices, so like I said before, we've got over 1,000 accountancy partners in the UK, and for those practices it means that they can offer a new service to their end clients. So they can offer a payments service and on top of all the advisory services that they give. Payroll bureaus and bookkeepers, obviously they can add this to their armory in terms of when they're working with customers, they can offer this payment service too. So everyone on the call obviously is a Sage business partner, bar I think is the way to rephrase it, a value-added reseller. And for people on the call, why is this sort of solution important to you? So from our perspective and looking at it, it creates a stronger software value proposition. So when you are selling to new customers or with existing customers looking at their requirements and what they could make more efficient in the use of their software, it builds a stronger value prop because it creates an end-to-end solution to them creating their payroll and supplier payments and making those payments within the same journey and not having to be dependent on their bank, which we know a lot of people have challenges for the reasons I mentioned before. As a VAR as well, it will create new revenue channels. So this is a new upsell opportunity for you to go and speak to your clients, understand how are they processing their payments today, and is there an opportunity for them to use this solution. This solution is already embedded in Sage 50 and 200 software today. So there's no technical real build to do to turn this on. It's quite a flick of a switch for customers who want it, they can have it. And from a technical perspective, so that's worth bearing in mind, and the retention and feedback we get from it. So customers that sign up and use this solution, it does a couple of things. So it'll increase their advocacy, so they'll be talking about you in a much greater light because you fixed one of their longest problems of paying their staff and the time it takes for their teams, and ultimately will make them happier for using the Sage software and for you being their VAR and Sage business partner, and will build more trust in that area. So I've given you a brief sort of quick run through of a bit of information about Modulr and a bit of the value proposition around the product. Now I'm going to hand over to Jessie, who is going to run us through the product demo. I'll just change her to the presenter now. So we are just going to wait on Jessie to come back on screen. Jessie, you're on screen. We just need to see your face, and then there we go. I'll hand over to you. I think you're on mute still.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Nathan. Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here today. Just want to double check that you can all see my screen okay. You should see the Sage 50 screen. Yeah, Nathan, excellent. Do you mind giving a confirmation?
All good.
Yeah, all good.
All good. Brilliant. Thank you. So in this demo, I'm going to be showing you how to process and make supplier payments using Sage 50, but it is important to highlight that it will be the same process and same steps involved for Sage 200 as well, and for also processing payroll payments. So there's kind of, as you'll see, 3 very simple steps to processing and making payments through Modulr. The first step is we have a direct integration with Sage 50 and Sage 200, meaning that payments can be automated in Modulr. So that prevents any need for any additional kind of manual data entry, which obviously saves time and reduces the risk of error. The second step is once payments have been sent to your client's Sage Salary and Supplier portal, they need to just approve them. And finally, they need to make one transfer into their Sage Salary and Supplier e-money account to the total sum or amount those payments have come to. So I'll show you how that works now. So once your client has been onboarded with Modulr and set up with their Sage Salary and Supplier portal, they will then be able to start processing payments, and they've just got to make sure their account is linked to their Sage 50 and Sage 200. As soon as it is, they'll be able to select bank accounts, and as I said, in this case, we'll be looking at supplier payments specifically. First step is making sure that they are selecting their Modulr e-money account, which they would have already linked anyway. So you can see here, when they select the bank, it will show, and here we've named it Supplier Payments e-account. So they'll select that one. Then they'll need to check the payment details. So select the date they want these payments to be sent, either today or in the future, and also any reference they want to have as well. So here we'll be giving the reference faster payments. They can also limit the number of invoices and transactions that show here within a particular date range as well to make it a bit easier. And then to select any payments that they want to process and send, they'll go onto the payments column, select the payment, and then click pay in full on the left here. And they'll repeat that step for any payments that they want to send over. Once they have done this for all their payments, they will click save. And then here confirming the number of payments they're going to be sending to their Sage Salary and Supplier portal, and also the value that these payments have come to as well. Once they're happy, confirm. This is confirming that now the payments have been sent and submitted, and then they can go back to their supply payment section and see here that those payments are now waiting authorization. And these are the payments that show. So once they've processed, they've done everything they need to do in Sage 50, they'll be able to log in to their Sage Salary and Supplier portal, which we'll do now. And this is approving their login through Authy, which they can have on their mobile. And then this is their Sage Salary and Supplier portal, as you can see. So there's a menu on the left-hand side. The first section is their account section. So this shows their e-money account that's there. You can see the total amount that's in their account, and also their unique sort code and account number for transferring funds as well. And the name of their account, which we saw earlier, was their Supplier Payments e-account. And then to approve any payments that they've sent from Sage 50 or Sage 200 through the integration, they will select their Approvals tab. And you can view kind of all the information relevant to the payment, so where it's going, the amount, date it's scheduled to be sent, and there's the option to select any individual payments and either approve or reject them. But in this case, we're going to select all of them and approve them in one go. Confirming again the number of payments and the value, and confirming that through the Authy app. And then that's it. So once those payments have been approved and there's funds in their account to cover those payments, if they're due to be sent today, they will be released immediately as soon as they've been approved. If the payments are dated for the future, they will sit in their pending payments tab until that date of release. So they always have kind of full visibility of payments that are pending. That's it for the demo. I'm going to pass back to Nathan now, but any questions regarding this, do put them in the the question box as well. So back to you, Nathan.
Great, thanks for that. Yeah, like Jessie said, any questions, please send them across in the chat so we can cover them at the end. I think I'm going to have to be relying on Michael here. So we've got a video, so you've seen how the product's used, but we've actually got a great customer case study that we had produced by the BBC a few years back. So I will wait for Michael to be able to share the screen, and we will play the video and let you hear from the customers what benefits it brings.
Brilliant, thanks Nathan. I'm going to press play on the video. Can you see the screen okay at the minute?
Yeah, I can see it all good.
Right, I'm going to press play and just give you a thumbs up to make sure you can hear the audio okay, thanks.
My dad set the business up in 1979. He decided to buy a burger van. He put it on the side of the road, and that was the start of his journey into the food industry. I think the cups of tea were about 5p each. So. We had one burger van. We've now got 26 vehicles that are delivering across the country.
Finance, Hampden, you name it, we are there.
As Modulr, having come from being a small business ourselves, it gives us a great insight into the challenges that our clients have, from some large businesses through to smaller businesses like Simply Lunch. I think if you look at the reason why people come into fintech, why fintech exists, is that energy and enthusiasm around solving problems.
But we just need to manage that.
Fintechs like Modulr have the advantage and the benefits of being able to deliver services in a different way based on new technology. Modulr is a digital alternative to payment services from a bank. It's the lifeblood of any business to be able to receive money and also pay your suppliers, your staff.
So in 1979, on a Friday afternoon, my dad would have been putting some notes into an envelope and then passing on the payment to his 1 or 2 staff that he had. Now we've got 262 employees now.
I'm fine, you sound good.
You can't make mistakes when you're paying people. This day and age, people are committed financially. You know, you've got a mortgage to pay, rent to pay, bills to pay. You have to pay people on time. A lot of people have worked here for a long time. When you've grown at the rate that we have grown and the number of employees we now have, obviously the time involved in paying those people is massive. I was reaching the point where I was really going to have to go back to the bank and say, we really need to make this work for us, because we were just spending too much time processing payments.
A big part of running a small business is making payments, paying salaries and paying suppliers. So if we can take that pain away from small businesses, it means they're freed up to focus on the core business activities, which will drive their revenue.
We started using salary and supplier payments powered by Modulr about 9 months ago. It was almost like an aha moment, you know. It was like it had literally, someone had gone into my brain and built what we needed. The Modulr system sits within the accounting software that we're using, so it feels really seamless. It's a massive time saver. You know, normally on the 25th of the month, there's no way I would be talking to you because I would be too busy doing payroll.
We want to be at the heart of that change to shake up the way things have been done in the past. One of the areas Modulr's focused on is creating competition in the SME payments space across the UK. To support that, we've started a programme of events, and we started that in Edinburgh, and that will be followed through in Birmingham and Belfast and other cities across the UK.
With family businesses, everything's a little bit more personal. It means more because it's our name above the door. And I think that shines through across the whole of the business.
We need to constantly strive to be better at what we're doing, and tech will be a really important part of that.
Excellent, brilliant. Thanks very much for that, guys. Really good video. Nathan, do you want to take over with the last couple of bits of your session, mate?
Yep, absolutely. Let me just figure out how to share.
I'll pass it to you if you like. Oh yeah, you're all right. Good.
All good. You guys can see this?
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So let me just minimize my face because I don't want to be looking at that. Yeah. So as you've heard, the solution in action there was absolutely loved by Simply Lunch, and they had quite a simple problem in that they were growing very quickly and spending too much time processing their payroll and supplier payments. So what this solution did was remove the manual onerous tasks they have with their bank every month and create a seamless way to save a massive amount of time. And I love the quote around sort of going into Rebecca, the financial controller's brain, and building exactly what they needed. So one thing that we typically do is show, as a sort of Sage VAR, what kind of questions would you be asked and how would you potentially explain that to your clients if you were to have conversations about it in the future. So the proposition itself, like we've already shown you and discussed, it's integrating with Modulr enables users of Sage 50 into 100 to provide a seamless payroll and supplier payment workflow. So the secure portal allows any business to make payroll payments at the same time as running their payroll within the software, which removes those manual processes, saves precious time, and removes any costly errors of using your bank. The elevator pitch, which we typically give to people to take away as well, is that you've teamed up with Modulr to offer a payments capability directly from within your Sage software. This means that payroll and supplier payment can now be initiated within Sage without the need for payment files, allowing for a flexible, secure, and fast way for your business to manage payroll and supplier payments, should say. So it will create an easy way for your end clients, as far the businesses you work with, to set up, send, and manage their business payments that they make every day, every week, every month. The next question you might be asking yourself is, how do I sign my clients up? So how we anticipate that we're going to work with you as a community is that you as the VAR know your clients better than anyone else. So you will identify where there's opportunity within your customer base, and the qualification criteria is very simple. So we've already mentioned, you can hear my dog barking in the background, I'm sorry about that. But we've already mentioned that you can hear Sage 50, you can find this solution in Sage 50 and in 200 today, and it's coming to Intact very soon. We've already spoken about the profiles that we work with, so businesses from the UK or accountancy practices as well. And so you identify that opportunity, and then you can send it across to us at Modulr. So we would then, like Jessie's just done there, we perform a demo, speak to the customer, and get them signed up. The client would then have to go through a few onboarding checks with us. Because we're regulated, we need to do some KYB. So we'd ask for the information, we'd complete a review and approve the customer. The customer would then get a welcome email to sign into our portal that you've seen demoed before you earlier. They log in, and a new thing that we've also got is our Approver mobile app. So where you've been shown how you can approve payments in the portal, you actually would be able to start to approve payments on the move from our brand new mobile app. And at that point, it'd be ready to use because it's already embedded in the Sage software. So it'd be very simple. Once it's set up on our side, it will work with your software to hit that button and send the payments across to us. So that's how the clients sign up. And I guess a lot of you still be saying, well, we don't have a relationship with Modulr, we don't have any way in to speak to you so far, and that's why we're doing this today, is to raise some awareness and establish some way to take the next steps. So how do you find out more? So you can do a couple of things. There's going to be a survey after this, and you can note your interest within that survey. You can also speak to your Sage PAM and say that you're very interested in the service and you want to book a meeting with myself, Nathan McDonald from Modulr, and Darren Bainbridge, who is the person we're working with on this initiative at Sage. And then we can have a meeting. We can have it in person or virtually, and we can show you our solution again in a bit more detail and discuss where you think it would fit in your clients and which clients you think it would unlock value for. So this would unlock value, like we've spoken about, on those new revenue streams for you as a business, but also by improving efficiency for your clients. And how we would work would be signing up your client base to the service so that, like we've said, making it much more efficient. They're getting a stronger value proposition, a better value from their software for an embedded payments experience, and yeah, creates more upsell opportunities for you for new customers to include it in your sort of pitch, if you will, or any upsell into your existing customers where they've shown that they've got an issue with processing payments as they're scaling, or it would make them have a much more rounded offering using the Sage software.
Excellent, Nathan. Thanks very much for that. Really great to see you all again. Thanks again from the guys from Modulr, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thanks again, guys.